Jamie Dimon said that he wanted employees to come back to the office. This was, I don't know, a month ago. And I put up a video on LinkedIn and basically defending Jamie Dimon and saying, look, it's his company. He's the CEO. He doesn't technically have to justify or explain anything. And he even said in the recording, he's like, this is the culture that we want to create. We want to be an in-person company. And it's okay if you want to leave. People were furious. Nick, I cannot tell you how angry the comments were on LinkedIn, not just directed at Jamie, but directed at me, that I would even say something like this about coming into the office. People were going nuts.
Yeah, so I was actually in the room in Stanford when he spoke.
You were there for that.
Yeah, I was terrified because, on Stanford, I'm obviously known as the work from home guy. He was relatively moderate. So, like all these things, it's a nuanced view. So just to be clear, what I heard when he spoke in Stanford is you do need some in-person time. I agree. If I poll my undergrads, and I have, my two oldest kids are 19 and 21, and they're having summer jobs and about to start full-time jobs, and they want to be in person 4 days a week. They don't want all 5. But they want 4 because they want, get mentored, socialized, etc. So I think having, particularly for younger employees, mostly in the office is a good idea. There's a second issue that somebody's got to do the mentoring. So it's not just enough to have the newbies. There's got to be some middle managers. That's harder. You're asking people to come in that probably don't want to. So a 35, 40-year-old manager probably doesn't want to. But unfortunately, that's part of their role. Again, I wouldn't suggest they come in every day, but maybe 3-4 days a week. He's on one end of the spectrum. I wouldn't be that much on the spectrum in terms of favoring in the office. But for most roles, I think it's helpful to come in. Now, there are some exceptions. If I thought, say, in a call center or maybe an elite Airbnb programmer, maybe you need to meet in person once a month. But typically, particularly for 20-somethings, this is why it's nuanced, because it depends precisely what you're doing and who you are.
Yes.
So there isn't really one size fits all, but to the extent there is, for managers and professionals, for the kind of folks I'm sure are listening to this, college grads, typically you're looking at hybrid, typically 3 days in, 2 at home.